We were hunting the ponds on feral cattle, and every year I'd drive by the snow peas and see these monster deer, and I'd just say to myself, someday I'm going to own that ranch, you know, for those deer. My name is Stan Baker. I'm the owner of Feral Cattle Company, which owns the parcel called the In Arrow portion of the ranch. The history of feral cattle is pretty incredible. It's a fourth generation cattle ranch, probably pushing 90 years old. And the Sandhills of Nebraska is just incredible. It's an ecosystem created by the glacial movement in prehistoric times, 10,000 years ago. And that created sand dunes. And then with the migration of animals and birds, bringing the dung down from North America, created tall grass prairie. The Ogallala Aquifer, it sits probably 10 feet under where we're standing, where we're sitting right now. I can take a post hole digger in a lot of areas and hit water. It's got surface water. The wells are average. Our average well is probably 8 to 10 feet. We've got lots of wildlife. We've got white-tailed deer. We've got record mule deer. We have antelope. We have pheasants, we have sharp-tailed grouse. So this property is pretty unique, and we've taken very good care of it. There's a big, about 300-acre meadow, if you will, that fills with water in the summertime, and it attracts massive, I mean big mule deer. It's just a real lush meadow that self-irrigates itself every year. It's been hayed a couple times, and it'll generate somewhere around 1,000 bales, big round bales, and each bale probably weighs around 1,400 pounds. There's a little pocket of what they call snow peas in the general area, and for some reason it seems like every big mule deer and whitetail in the country just mob in there and eat these snow peas right during the rifle season. There are 3 ponds that are separated by roughly a quarter mile on each other, and that attracts a lot of whitetail. You've got what we call a cottonwood grove, which used to be an Indian camp. But the mule deer seem to like that area, and their beds are up on top of the hills. There's some very steep sand hills, and the big mule deer, they like to go lay down up there, and then they'll hang out down around the cottontails during the day. There are 2 pivots. We've never run the pivots. We haven't had to with the groundwater and what have you. And we lease the grass out to a nice young couple. It will hold roughly 400 head of cows. We manage the ranch with the cattle to coincide with the hunting seasons, so that, you know, we still have vegetative grasses during the hunting season.
My name is Scott Saltz. I'm an associate broker with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. The location is pretty remote, but it's still quite accessible with airports at Hyannis and Oshkosh. I've helped Stan sell a couple other ranches, and so we've had a lot of business together. I think there's a quote on one of these tapes somewhere where my youngest son said it was the best day in his life out here shooting with Stan. So a great family, and I'm honored to be able to help them sell this ranch.
We're looking really for someone who primarily wants the land for the recreation side, number one, and then may enhance the income a little bit with, with grazing some cattle or leasing it to someone. We also want to almost be selective, if you will, to good neighbors that may want to use the amenities here at the Rackett. The hunting lodge, the cabins, we can accommodate guests and what have you. The reason we're selling is I got together with my wife and, of course we're a fourth generation cattle ranch, and so we're always looking forward to the next generation. Our next generation, we have twins that are 12 years old, and we don't believe that they're going to be working on the ranch. So this ranch represents about 8,000 acres that we should probably let it go